Howdy once again, Mr. Pete here, your YouTube shop teacher, and this is episode number 88 of my This and That series. Lots of oddball things to explain to you, updates and gifts to the channel and so on, so let's begin. To start with, I hope I'm not beating the subject to death, but let's revisit the float lock safety vise for the bandsaw. Remember the old guy here without safety glasses, he's wearing Brill cream in his hair. The girls love him, but on that page I've already covered. But many people commented on this picture here, and of course you can't do that. The man is sawing through a piece of tubing, which of course is going to pinch and collapse at some point. So that's something, again, crazy that was done on Madison Avenue by somebody that had no idea what they're doing. So when sawing, if you're going to go all the way through this, a partial cut, this would work. But if you're going to saw all the way through something like this, you know, it's going to be a disaster, or it's going to bind or catch as you start to break through. So obviously you can't do that with this vise or any other vise. The other day I received this flashlight in the mail. You know, creators like me get a lot of free stuff. We got a lot of free offers and so on. But Sofern sent me this awesome little flashlight, and if you're interested in one, I think they're about 25 bucks. They do have a website. I'll put the link in the description. But this is can be recharged, so there's cords and a lanyard and several other things that I don't really care about. But it's really neat. It's made of metal, and it's got a belt clip here, and as I said, the lanyard. And it's got a light on the end and right here. And I got to learn how to operate the switch, because it does several different things, different brightness levels. And there's a warning not to look into it. Cover your eyes. And there's also a red light here. There, see how bright that is? But you got to be a genius to operate this switch. And there's a red light here. I guess it's for night vision if you're coon hunting or something like that. And it's waterproof. And I believe you can take the battery, the rechargeable battery out, and use a regular battery. So if you like that, and they got a whole different series of these, all different sizes and so on. Never heard of the company before, but it looks like a pretty neat little addition to my pocket. When I was over at Lost Creek Machine the other day, one of the men that I see about every year, Caleb Henderson, he is a blacksmith and a metal worker, and he gave me this awesome little Santa Claus as an ornament. He's got a rivet going right through there on his nose. So thank you for that, Caleb. And also over at Lost Creek, I ran into Randy Stillwell, a former student. Haven't seen him since 2002 or something like that. I was already retired when I had him in welding class. I was working part-time. But I didn't have him in machine shop class. But now he's running a little shop not too far from here. And he gave me this Lego machined out of solid aluminum on a CNC mill. He does 3D printing and other things as well. Thank you, Randy, and it was good to meet you again. Look at the nice finish. Also, as you know, I'm in regular contact with the welding teacher down at the high school, Dave Taylor, but he stopped by to see me after one of his iron pours. You know, he's the man that has the big iron pours with the blast furnace, or the cupola furnace rather. But he said, you know what, Mr. Pete, there's still residues, reminders of you around the high school. I said, well, what are you talking about? He said, the school mascot is a bulldog. So he said, I found this in what used to be your desk drawer, although I don't know what the pattern was. I think it was aluminum, but he cast, I don't know, about 100 of these out of cast iron and brought one over as a paperweight. And boy, that weighs about 2 or 3 pounds, it feels like. So thank you, Dave, for that. And I was shocked that there was still a residual Mr. Pete lurking around the high school. I hope you have watched some of my videos where I'm doing power tapping with the torque meter, and I've done some drilling and so on, comparing different kinds of taps and different kinds of drills and different kinds of cutting fluids. And there's another one coming out soon where I'm comparing all of the different aluminum cutting fluids. But here's something amazing, and this all happened because of my videos, but I've been using Tap Magic like this, and I know you have, and they're the new formulas. But years ago I was telling you that there were formulas that were much better than these newer products. And I said they smell like cinnamon. So in the mail the other day from Chris Bernier, I received this ancient can of Tap Magic, and he put the word cinnamon on there. Not a cutting fluid, and this is one that is old enough to where it says all metals except aluminum. Well, we'll experiment with that, because I told you used to turn it black. But if you look on the side, it says, caution, contains inhibited, blah, I can't even pronounce it. Use with adequate ventilation. Do not drink it. Well, can't drink this either. But it also says does not contain carbon tetrachloride. So it's non-flammable and non-explosive. But I can't wait to do a video comparing this with this using the torque meter. Because in my mind this was so much better. I didn't like the smell, because I remember if you got this on your hands and then wiped your nose, it would itch for an hour. So thank you, Chris. I can't wait to do this. So I got a lot of videos coming up. So be sure and do a search. You will not be notified. Do a weekly search for tubalcain or Mr. Pete, and all my videos will come up. I'm still hearing from people that I'm not being notified. I didn't know you still made videos, so I just can't understand that. So Chris Bernier, who gave me the cinnamon, sent me this box. Wait till you see the way it was packed, and a long letter. But, you know, he's got a piece of plywood on the top. Care. Package for Mr. Pete. Packing. And then it's lined with wood all the way around. And then inside of it was a bottle of, or not was, is a bottle of Elf Pure maple syrup. So can't wait to have some French toast. And then of course this, it was all wrapped up. And one more thing that he wanted me to try, and that's a vortex drill. So we'll see how that works in future videos. Thank you, Chris, for all the goodies. You know, when I go to Arnfest, I always meet some great people, including other creators, and here I am with Greg Kopp, and you would know him as My Little Mule. Check out his channel if you would. Nice guy. About a month ago or so, I was in Springfield, Missouri, along with my friend Andy, and I walked through Grizzly, and just the metalworking section, and 41,000 people watched that video. Now, I in no way represent them or anything like that. I just walked through, and 41,000 people watched. That's like having a full Wrigley Field packed to the rafters walking through that store. Very interesting store. Some of their tools, yeah, are marginal, same as Home Depot or any of the box stores or Harbor Freight. It's all Chinese stuff, no matter where you go. Check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. Only a few hours ago I finished assembling and running this beautiful little Retrol engine, model SE03. Watch for that video. It's got a whistle, pressure gauge, a little dynamo or generator here along with the light. It runs like a charm, and it's just plain gorgeous. So watch for that video. I bought these two little levels at the Sycamore Steam Show last August. I forgot to show them off. So there's a little Stanley, quite old, with a bubble. I like these small antique tools, don't you? And in the beautiful Starrett box, I think I paid $15 for that. Well, I don't know. Did I pay $5 or did I pay $15? Why are there two price tags? So that's one of the Starrett cross levels in the box. I thought I had one of these one other time, but don't remember for sure. Nickel plated. In the original box, I really like this stuff. Do you remember in a recent video, I made this shank with a square end on it, and I made it out of a twist drill, taper shank twist drill, and I cut it off here and milled that. There's a video on that. But I said in the video that when these are made, the shank is welded on to the drill end by friction welding, or there's other names for that as well. But I don't know if I heard that incorrectly or if there's more than one way that they make these, but the reality is this is all made in one piece, at least on modern drills, and this is turned down in a lathe. I'm going to show you a little video of that here in a minute. And then when it is heat treated, they're dipped like this into a furnace, but the shank itself is not heated very much and is not hardened. So that's how they're actually made. So I'm correcting myself. Let me show you a clip of that video right now that I lifted off of the internet. You can watch the complete video if you want. I just have a short clip. So there's the taper shank being turned on a lathe. I've always loved these Cardinal speed vices that you can move the jaw real quickly, stop it at any point, and tighten it up. I have them in both 3-inch and 4-inch, but these are still being made. So there's a great video on YouTube about this family-owned business. They also make a bench vise that is quick operating. Now, none of this stuff is cheap, but I'm going to show you a picture right now, and if you want to watch that video on YouTube, I think you will enjoy it. They are at a trade show showing off their products. And here's the YouTube video, and that's the title. You've probably never seen this vise with over 100 years experience or something like that, but check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Well, I'm sure that many of you remember this, but this is a spill-proof oil can made for me by Palmer Moynihan, and that's already 9 years ago. Now, there's still, we use a brush in here. You've seen me use these, and there's still oil in there, but if you knock it over, it's not going to make a mess. I don't know if I ever showed how to make one of these, but on YouTube recently there was a video from a guy that I like down in Australia showing how to do this. So I'll give you that title right now if you want to watch it and make one. So here's the title of the YouTube video, Spill Proof Easy Do-It-Yourself Hack. And this is produced by auto expert John Cadigan. I really like the guy. He's quite profound and outrageous and entertaining. You probably know who I'm talking about. Enjoy that video. By the way, in a recent video, I said, tongue-in-cheek, that we actually didn't land men on the moon. And some people actually took that literally as if I did mean that. No, of course we landed a man on the moon. Okay, so recently I had a video where I used this toe jam infested scale, and I was checking the amount of pressure that it took to drill, and it was pretty much of a failure. And I gave up on it, but now I'm going to reenact it, not right now, but I've got a man, Chuck, up in Dearborn, Michigan, that's going to make me an apparatus. And it's one of those devices that many of you suggest it'll be hinged on one end and it'll have a spring scale. So I will revisit that at some point, so watch for that video. These videos have been semi-popular, but one more thing. So immediately after I turned the camera off, after the toe jam infested video, I did an experiment, and I think I will elaborate on that in the future, but I thought, and I think someone suggested it, they said use an amp meter. So I did run an amp meter and around the cord from the switch This isn't the actual cord, and I believe that I will drill holes under power, both with a standard drill and a split point in both aluminum and steel, and see how much of a difference there is. And this little meter will measure to the 100th of an amp, so I'm fairly certain that I will be able to measure that. So that might be very interesting. All right, I'm done talking. That was a long video. Thank you for watching. I've been very prolific lately, and there are many, many more videos coming in the new year. It's Mr. Pete saying so long for now.